Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I thought I would do a little bit of a different video this time and address something that I think some of you that watch this channel, some of you that don't watch this channel, just happen to come across some of my videos, might be wondering, which is software development right for you? Is software development right for you? So if you're already an experienced programmer, well, actually, it's kind of funny. Maybe what I'll tell you in this video will make you realize that software development isn't for you and you've wasted 10 years of your life on something that's not for you. But really, this video is intended for those of you that are considering going into software development. I know a lot of you, I get plenty of emails that you're trying to figure out how to become a software developer and you're struggling with that. So, I think it's probably a good idea to at some point figure out, is software development right for you? Because if it's not, then you might be wasting your time, right? So let me talk about a little bit about what kind of person would do well in the software development world as a programmer, right? So the first, I think, attribute that I would say is that you like to solve problems, right? That you like challenges, because software development is really solving problems, and that's what you're primarily going to do, right? You're not just going to write code, right? You'll write code, that's fine. But a lot of your job, a very large portion of your job, will be fixing problems, finding why something doesn't work. You think that it should work, it seems like it should work, and you're figuring it out. Whether it be someone else's code or your code, problem solving is extremely important. Not only is it extremely important that you like problem solving, but you got to be good at it. I did this blog post on problem solving. You better be good at it here that you can check out. And you can get good at it. I mean, if you're not good at it right now, it doesn't mean that you can't get good at it. You can systematically develop that skill set, but it's definitely something to consider, right? So another attribute I think I'd say for determining if software development is right for you is whether or not you like to, do you like challenges? Again, that's probably the same, similar as problem solving. But, software development is challenging. There's a lot of fields, I think, where you could sort of master the field, or not necessarily fields, but jobs, right? You could get a job, doing some kind of work that doesn't really change from day to day, and get good at that, and then reach some level where you could kind of cruise. I think there's certainly jobs where that's not the case, but there's a lot of those kind of jobs, right? But software development is not one of them, because every day there's something new. You can't master this because it's not like playing a guitar, or obviously there's still more challenges there, but you know what I'm saying. Like, software development every day is a new challenge, a new problem. Even though you've seen 100 problems, even though you've written all kinds of code, there's new frameworks, there's new technologies, there's new issues, right? So I'd say that you definitely have to be a person who likes to always learn, right? Always learn, always face new challenges. That's really important. Let's talk about automation, right? Software development itself is automation. So I guess the way I would group this together is I would say that if you're the kind of person that likes to organize things, right, that likes to put things in order and automate, get things working, build systems, right, that's a good indicator that software development would work well for you, because what we do as software developers, primarily what you're doing, right, is you're automating things. You're taking something that's a manual process, or a process that's thought up in someone's head, and you're automating it. All software development, all programming is really some form of automation of something that is either currently existing manually or can exist because the manual tasks would be so tedious to do. The computer makes it possible, so you're writing code to automate that. So those are some of the primary skills, I think, in aptitude that you might want to have if you're going to go into software development. Software development is also one of those things that, like, you might be wondering what you would do as a programmer. What does a software developer really do in their job? And like I said, I think it's going to be primarily solving problems. It's going to be learning a lot. If you don't like to learn a lot, and continue to learn, right, and be stumped, you know, that you're going to have problems with that. Like you're never going to know it all. You're never going to master it. You're never going to feel like you're just super competent, right? You're always going to have challenges. It's always going to be difficult. There's always going to be unknowns. I think there's a lot of fields, a lot of professions where there'd be less unknowns, where you're not going to have quite as many challenges, where you could just go in and do your job and be done with it. But software development is not like that. I'd also say that, you know, as a software developer, you know, day to day, what kind of things are you going to do? Well, you're not just going to write new code, right? So if you think that you're going to just go in, I mean, if you're tinkering around with programming, right, and you're thinking that if you take on software development as a career, that you're just going to create brand new applications and things like that, you know, I don't want to, you know, totally disillusion you, but you should realize that a majority of software development work is doing maintenance. It's work where you have an existing system, right? There's more existing systems than there are new systems. So you're not always going to be building new systems. You're going to be maintaining someone else's code, or even maintaining your own code and fixing bugs, you know, increasing the features in it, changing the features in it, right? Is supporting existing software. So I don't want to paint, you know, a negative picture of software development. Software development's great, you know, if you're asking yourself this question, you know, is software development right for you? You should really know about these things, and you should consider that this is a hard profession. This is not easy, right? This is something that is going to be a challenge. It is going to take a lot. I think, you know, when I think about perhaps what maybe is the hardest job that I can think of, honestly, I think it's software development. And I know a lot of people will disagree, but the reason why I say that is because it's so broad, because there's so much stuff you have to know, there's so much stuff you have to learn, is because there are so many challenges and you can always do a better job. But, you know, the beautiful thing about it, you know, to say some good things about software development, is that it is also one of the most rewarding things that you can do, right? I've done a lot of different things. I've been involved in a lot of different fields. I miss writing code. I've written a lot of code lately because of what I'm doing with Simple Programmer. I love this, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about creating, right? There's very few, I think, fields, very few opportunities that you get to create. You know, most of those are in the artistic. This is the analytical place where you are actually creating. And I think probably, you know, architects might experience this to some degree, maybe artists and things like that. But with software development, you are, you know, it tickles that logical part, that analytical part of your brain, but also the creative part, and you get to use it both. And then you get to see something that, you know, that you created from nothing, that came from the abstract, and that you were able to bring life into. And, you know, as corny as that sounds, it truly is very rewarding. You know, I remember writing my first game and just feeling like, just amazed that I could create this thing, that I could make this computer do this, that I could produce this thing. And even, you know, and I don't think that I ever lost that sense of awe or amazement at just the ability to do that. So it's really rewarding, but it's challenging. And so, you know, if you feel like this is something that you'd want to do, then I encourage you to do it. But you should definitely know if it's right for you before you get into it. So anyway, I hope that helps you to make the decision, to decide. And hopefully if you are a software developer already and you're saying, man, I don't like any of that crap. Oh, maybe you should get another job. Maybe, you know, hey. Anyway, like me, maybe you can make YouTube videos. Maybe you can do blog posts and be an entrepreneur. That's always fun. Although I am itching to write some code. One of these days I'm getting back into writing some code. I just miss it. It's just, there's just something about solving problems and creating things. Anyway, that's enough for this video. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Just click the big subscribe button and I'll give you more videos about software development. And, you know, let's be honest here, I do a lot of videos not about software development. So you'll get some of those too. Click the subscribe. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.